guys, hope you're holding up. I'm just going to give you a quick guide on how to play Heroes of the Storm newest character, Lieutenant Morales, and that's how to play her, how to beat her, and how to build her. Alright, right off the bat, I adore this character. This is an exceptionally proficient, tier 1, almost game-changing support character. And I went 5-0 right as I got her. She's the supportiest of the support, but she is very difficult to play. You're going to have to really go against a lot of your MOBA instincts and honestly very much put the team before yourself. Okay, first and foremost, the star of the show is her healing beam, which is unbelievable, unmatched with any other healer's ability. You can get allies back up and fighting fit in absolutely no time whatsoever. And what's nice is it only burns mana when they're taking damage, when you're healing them. So you can just plant it on an ally and then worry about yourself. Oh, and before I forget, that's 40 health per second returned, plus 20 per level. So it's nice, easy to use, mana burns like your mother, but all around one of the better abilities in the game. Second ability in her kit is a Safeguard, which reduces all incoming damage for 3 seconds by 25%. It's 60 mana, so don't just, overspam it, but fantastic in getting allies out of hairy situations. I mean, your allied hero could be recreating that scene in zombie movies where all the zombies surround them and tear at them. If you throw a Safeguard on them, you can get them out fine, just keep on healing them, and it's definitely one of those, oh, I should have died there moments. And it's infuriating for the other team because rightfully they should have got the kill, but god, this healer is just amazing. And last and least, we have her grenade. And you're going to have to fight your instincts on this because the displacement grenade is not an aggressive weapon. And even though it does a fair amount of damage, what's worth noting is the pushback that this grenade has. Which is really what's so fantastic about it, is it just clears up so much space for your allies to get away safely. And not only that, if used right, you can use it on capture points, for mercenaries or objectives, and if the stars align, you can actually skill shot enemy heroes closer to your allied heroes for the kill. It's fantastic and incredibly satisfying. But the reason it's not an aggressive weapon, unless they're at next to no health, is because it has so much pushback. You can make it significantly harder and more frustrating for allied heroes who are just trying to chase. So it's really up to your best judgment, but if you just sit there and spam it, you're actually going to push a lot of enemy heroes right into safety. And the thing is, more than any other healer, more than any other character in the game, Mama Bear is just not an aggressive character. The amount of damage your basic attack does is pathetic, but here's the thing, that's okay. If you're close enough to basic attack an enemy hero, you're doing it wrong. You really want to give it a lot of wide girth, because you have to put your best foot forward with her. But please heed what I said about the basic attack thing, because that's entirely true. Unlike every other support, Mama Bear just doesn't have any safe escape. And that's true. Lily has her passive, Tassadar has dimensional shift, Rexar's part dog, but aside casting Safeguard on yourself, Morales can't heal herself, and it's tough to land a hit with a displacement grenade if you're getting ganked by Illidan. So really, use your allies as a meat shield, play it way too safe. Now, Morales does have a passive that's very similar to Muradin's passive, which is if she's out of combat for a given period of time, she'll start to heal herself at a rapid rate. But this is just nice if you're getting pecked at. You really can't rely on it at all. Back to meat shields, though, it's very important from the get-go to match up and pair up with somebody who you'd really fight well with. And this is where things get kind of fun and weird. You'd think from the get-go that Mama Bear would play like every other support, and that you're just going to want to stand next to a big-ass tank and slowly piece their health back together. But as interesting as it sounds, I found that through playing her, because her healing is so bursty, and because it's so rapid, she actually plays phenomenally well with very tower-divey assassins, the ones that are usually considered too risky to be good. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a ton of fucking fun. You get to pair up with Kerrigan, Illidan, Thrall's fantastic, the Butcher, Jesus, forget about it. But it allows you to quickly heal up and safeguard these tower-divey assassins, and give them persistent harassment, and you really just turn them into absolute monsters. You just wear down the enemy team as the Butcher just charges them again and again. Oh god, Butcher's brand and Safeguard simultaneously is horrifying. It's ridiculous. It's too much. And it's a lot more fun to sit on the sidelines and help out with this than it is with any other support character. So even if you find yourself usually bored with healers don't worry, Mama Bear has your back. And definitely give this character a try. Really quick, how to beat her. As I said, she has almost absolutely no defense, so you really have to just push her out of the ring early. I discovered while playing Rexar you can fixate Misha on her. God, it's fantastic, but I'll talk about that in another video. But more than Lily, more than any other character, you really either have to focus down on one hero very hard, just to knock him out because Mama Bear can't revive death, or go for Lieutenant Morales herself. Because if you leave her alive, she's just going to bring consistent woe. And that's good woe and bad woe are hard. For builds, and this is definitely going to change because she's new, still getting the hang of her, I definitely go Trauma Trigger. Now what this is, very similar to Tassadar's passive. Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's pre-science. What it does is it activates Dimensional Shift when your health is low enough. What this does is if you get hit below 50% health, Trauma Trigger just instantly triggers on you. I mean, unless for whatever reason they're not running any DPS whatsoever, I would say this is an absolute must. And hell, even for level 4 advanced block, and notice that's advanced, so what it does is it stores 3 charges instead of 2. That's also a must go. Just because if you're higher up on the ladder, they are going to try to go for you first. And you are going to have to just stay alive a few seconds longer. Now, for level 7 talent, I know nobody goes it, but definitely try out Mule. Especially if it's on a 2-lane map, don't even hesitate, just get it. You'll have just fantastic matches where you'll look back and there's absolutely no damage done to your structures whatsoever because of it. It's fantastic. And now for the big debate between your heroics, stim or dropship, I would almost always go stim. And please don't get me wrong, Medevac is fantastic. It's so fun to watch, but that doesn't mean that it's not always as useful as you hope it would be. For all the League players out there, Medevac Dropship is very similar to my main Tom Kench's Abysmal Voyage ability. What you can do is you could just hop across the map with a few allies, but it really requires fantastic cooperation and coordination between all players. And on smaller maps like Haunted Mines and Battlefield of Eternity, it's almost useless. I mean, I had quite a bit of fun with it on Blackheart's Bay, but what Stim does, it increases an ally's attack speed by 75% and movement speed by 25%, and holy fuck, put it on a Busher and just watch him go. It's unbelievable. Especially for those 5-on-5 fights, if you have it ready to go, just plant it on one of your assassins or just high DPS characters, or just anyone that really benefits from basic attacks, and by god, it's fantastic to watch. And, I mean, also it can obviously be used for defensive purposes. Just 25% movement speed bonus can get people out of very tough situations. So overall, I would almost always say Stim. But for number 13, I would say Intensive Care, because yes, it does bump up the manage substantially, but what it does is it adds an additional 25% healing, which is just, ooh, it's monstrous. You can pull off heals you never thought possible. You can get a Zagara back up to full health in like 4 seconds, 3 seconds. It's amazing. And what's more important is, even at higher levels, it really throws enemies off. They'll get a character down to almost nothing, think that they're out of the fight and have to go heal up, and then you'll have them back in and ready in a matter of seconds. And that's what I'm talking about, is Morales as a game changer. She just picks your characters right back up, and defends them, which is, number 16 is System Shock. What that does is after a grenade hits, it slows. This is lovely because it allows you to start to use it as an aggressive weapon too. Now, obviously, it's much better defensive because, you know, they're chasing you, slow them for, I think it's 4 seconds. But honestly, if you need to chase them down, hit them with it, there you go. Number 16 is definitely System Shock, and number 20 is, God, I hate this word, Caduceus Reactor 2.0. Get it and don't look back. What this is it makes your passive, which usually is heal when you're out of combat, regain mana when you're out of combat. Which, considering how much you mana burn, is unparalleled. It means you can just keep going and going and going, and on top of that, Caduceus Reactor 2.0 gives you a fucking shield. I believe it has even 5 stacks of it. I mean, by that point, it's game over, and it's lovely. And just, so much fun. That's what I really have to say about this character, is not only does she have just tier 1 fantastic capabilities, And not only are you going to see her very high up on ladder, but she's just very enjoyable, like a very enjoyable support. Which at the end of the day is really all that you can ask when you're playing a game. You're going to have a good time with Mama Bear. And, oh yeah, holy fuck, her level 10 skin is Samus Aran. I'm just going to put up a picture of that, and then, yeah. Definitely get this character, definitely don't look back, and definitely get to level 10 and get that skin. For those of you who don't know, I'm very new to this. A like or subscribe would go a very long way. I'm going to put up videos like this a lot more often, and yeah, no, I hope I was of any support whatsoever. And yeah, no shit, that's all I got. Best of luck, and I hope to see you on the battlefield. Have a good one.